It's the weekend, and you know what that means.
It's WWND.
Wrestling with Neurodivergence, our fellow sickos.
Yeah, welcome.
And we're coming to you from the birthplace of Roderick Strong.
Eau Claire, Wisconsin.
Woo! I'm Lisa. I have autism.
And I'm Gary, and I have ADHD.
Let's get into it.
All right.
We are going to be discussing the December 4th Dynamite.
Mm-hmm.
We started off with the continuation of the Continental Classic.
Yeah.
One of my favorite seasons.
Well, did we want to do my apologies, Lisa?
Oh, yeah.
Did we need to do
housekeeping?
any housekeeping?
I have no housekeeping.
I did want to bring up...
Did you have housekeeping?
I do. It was brought to my attention that the meat thermometer just didn't make sense. And it made sense in the way that it didn't make sense, because my thing was, hey, the greatest being well done, that's actually an insult to some people who are like, a well done steak is terrible.
I understand.
Your thing. So then I'm like, what is there out there? Is there out there? That's a dumb thing to say, but what's out there of an actual like grading of meat? And then I look no further than the USDA, and they have their cuts rating. So there's USDA Prime is the best, and then it goes USDA Choice is next, and then USDA Select. And there are ratings below that, but those are considered not something you would serve meat. You would more grind that up and put that in a meat product.
Okay.
So there's like a USDA, anyway, there's other ratings, but the ones that matter for like the real cuts, we've got the USDA Prime and USDA Choice and USDA Select. And that's what we're going to be going with, because that's something everybody can get behind.
I agree. I agree.
Because everybody's going for the prime cuts, baby. So that's going to be something that we're mixing up. And then another thing is, I think there were some people that just said, I just can't wait to the end. I need to know about my meat right after it's served. Otherwise, it's cold.
I was one of those people.
Yeah. So we're going to switch it up, and we're going to do it at the end of every match. Isn't that right?
Yeah, I get thirsty and hungry right away.
Yep. Now, there will be some matches that are just no meat and vegan, and we'll touch on that and move on. So that was the only housekeeping I had, other than, how was your Thanksgiving?
It was pretty good. How was yours?
It was awesome. It was frustrating to be driving during Dynamite and some of the other stuff, but at the same time, I got to watch it later, and it was pretty good.
I enjoyed live threading during Dynamite with everybody. So
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's good.
Glad to be back.
Yeah, good to be back. All right. Well, then on that note, I will stop sidetracking this wonderful journey, and we'll get back to it.
Okay, so we open with some more Continental Classic action. Shelton Benjamin versus Kyle Fletcher.
Yes.
What? They've never wrestled each other, apparently.
Well, that makes sense. Yeah. Okay. Good to know. You wouldn't have thought that.
Right.
But continue. I don't want to steal the thunder.
Referee was Rick Knox. I liked that Kyle keeps maintaining eye contact while taking off those tearaway pants.
Yes.
Like in my head, he is just staring and making his opponent maintain eye contact. And then the thing I really enjoy about the Continental Classic is the no interference rule.
Right. Yep. Yeah, it gives you that knowledge if it's going to be a good, clean match. I mean,
usually.
But no, I know what you mean. It sets expectations, which I heard people with neurodivergence like.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there you go. It's good. It's great.
The crowd was definitely against Kyle. There was a lot of
doubt.
Fletcher sucks chants going on.
Yeah, there was no doubt. They were on Shelty's side.
Yeah. Speaking of Shelty, he was really looking confident.
Yeah, he was. These guys had great chemistry.
They did.
That's crazy, because maybe they announced it that this is the first time they'd wrestled together, or okay, and I missed that part. But knowing that now, holy crap, because they had phenomenal chemistry. It was awesome stuff. But also with the chanting, I did notice there was a chant of Osprey's better. Did you catch that?
Yeah, I did.
So Lisa and I didn't get to watch it together this time, so we watched it on separate occasions. So there's a little bit of, we get to compare notes here too.
Shelton, he basically looked like a predator stalking his prey through a lot of that match.
Yeah.
Which I really enjoyed. And I definitely wanted him to win, or at least for this to go to a draw.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that, because it's one of those things where it's like the Hurt Syndicate's like just coming out strong. So you know that they got to be like building momentum, and Kyle being like the ultimate heel. So those those compromises are...
Plus, I watched Shelton be not entirely used correctly in WWE, so to watch him come into a company that, in my opinion, is just really showcasing how talented he is, especially at 49.
Solid point.
Like, whoa, right? And yeah, I just love it. And he's such a great technical wrestler, you know? And yeah, so I love watching him wrestle. I love just watching him perform.
Absolutely.
But Kyle won.
Yeah, he did.
Cheating.
Well, right. The holding the rope and...
yeah. So apparently maybe Rick Knox was the heel in this one.
A solid point. So yeah, Rick Knox definitely dropped the ball on this one.
He did.
He would be getting a thumbs down, but we're kind of shying away from the ref stuff. We're not shying away, just not focusing as much because we're focusing more on the meat now.
The meat and the thirst.
Exactly.
Got to give the people what they want.
Exactly. But all in all, I had 2 notes that I just wanted to share because, and I'm picking up on this, but there was, plenty of big chops.
Yeah.
But they were harsh, like aggressive AF, and they just rung out, and it was like, oof. And then I think one of the announcers even said, like, giving a chop to Shelty is like hitting a brick wall or something like that. But it sounded like it. Oh my God. But I was all for it.
His suplexes, Shelton's suplexes, are beautiful. The German suplexes. It is art.
Yeah, 100% agree. Yeah, I would agree with you on that.
Yeah, you're correct. I think they have great chemistry together as well. I thought they worked well off each other.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's your proof that 2 heels can work really well.
Yeah, solid match.
Thirstometer. 10 out of 10.
Oh yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
What's your meat thermometer saying?
Well, I didn't really peg any of these 2 guys as meat per se. I will say Shelton is definitely closer, but he's just so lean.
He is.
I guess I didn't really picture him, so I wasn't considering it a meat match.
Understandable.
But I mean, maybe we could throw out like a quick drive-through burger.
Yeah.
Because it's not even, it's not even into the USDA cuts, but
no,
it was
maybe a cheeseburger.
Yeah, with all the slapping, it definitely invoked the meat feelings, but it wasn't quite there because these guys just, I mean, not to shame them, they're awesome wrestlers and they've got great builds, but they don't really have the meaty builds.
Correct.
So I wasn't thinking of that, but yeah, let's throw it in cheeseburger land, and we'll still give it a meat flip too.
Nice. All right, let's close out this match.
All right.
So we see Hook coming to the ring.
Yep.
And he looks so comfortable. Black hoodie, jeans, just,
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, he looked awesome.
And he said he would rather fight Christian than Nick Cage at Hammerstein Ballroom. And he wants to fight Nick right now. Nick Wayne. Anyway, Christian and Mother Wayne come out. I loved her red boots, by the way. Like, I really, like, her whole attitude really fit the red boots and the black outfit.
Yeah, I mean, at one point, it looked like those boots were going to come on into the ring and kick some ass.
Right?
Yeah.
And Kip and Nick attacked Hook from behind, which I don't know why that would surprise anybody because that's the whole patriarchy MO. Hook got the concerto on his wrist from Nick Wayne. So we'll see what happens with this whole thing. I suppose Hook will be out and make some surprise return maybe for the Hammerstein Ballroom.
Maybe. I tell you, the Hook played it well.
He did. He really sold it. So thirstometer. I'm going to go 10 out of 10.
Yeah, that's fair. I suppose, and this is weird when it's like Mother Wayne's even kind of getting in on the action. But the boots.
It's the boots.
Yeah.
As soon as I saw them, I was like, kinky boots.
There you go. I totally get what you mean. Totally get it.
Any meat thermometer action, or is everybody just too lean?
Well,
it's more of a vegan.
Yeah, this wasn't just, it left us hungry. But
more of a vegetarian vegan vibe.
Yeah, they can't all be.
Yeah. That's fine. Renee is following after Mercedes Monet. She wants to talk to her. And she asks Mercedes if she cares to comment on what happened to Camel. And...
Sorry, I was late on that.
It's okay. I loved the look Mercedes had. Her outfit.
Yes,
I loved it.
It was like webbing or I don't know, right?
It was like lacy.
Yeah.
But like I liked that it was like boy shorts. And everything, and like a bustier.
Yeah, lacy is a much better way of describing it than webbing.
She looked really good.
Yeah.
And it was black. Oh, loved it. Renee had the black vest, the sleeveless top, and the bejeweled collar. And it was nice to see her rewear something.
Yeah.
And Mercedes, if I'm not mistaken, was basically like, Camel quit on me.
Yeah.
Not my problem. I don't want to hear that name again.
Yes. She was going going strong about like, hey, we don't talk about her. She's gone.
Right? And so I'm just like, has she officially been written off TV for a while?
I think so.
With that, because I remember seeing on Threads, Shop AEW was like, hey, we have the new Brick House t-shirt. And there was a bunch of comments just like, nope, nope. Nope. Because, hey, if you're going to be in the spotlight and you're going to have social media and your views on certain social issues are your own, that's cool. But if you're going to share them on social media, you have to be prepared for the backlash that you may face. Right. And she faced them.
Yeah. Yeah. I will say I actually have to plead a little bit of ignorance. I know something of it, but I don't follow her social media. But I will say this. I never got, even without that, I never got a great vibe from her. I mean, I did. Okay. I did in the beginning.
Right. So did I. So did I.
I did in the beginning, but then she got boring and stale and just, she wasn't fun.
Yeah. She's not like a Prince Nana or an MVP where it's like they do stuff.
Yeah. She's not like a
pump you up type.
Or even, you know, to throw a Chris Jericho where I don't care for him personally as a person. But like in this week's episode, his promo was actually freaking hilarious.
Because he's sitting there in that stupid cowboy hat.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing, dude?
And we'll jump into it.
Yeah.
But that's, you know, she doesn't even have the redeeming qualities. If she had that, it'd be like, okay, but there's nothing.
Yeah, she has no charisma.
No, none. But anyway, it's just two sickos' opinions. And we entitle you to have your own.
Exactly. If you love her, you love her. That's awesome.
Yeah. We don't judge or kink shame here.
Nope.
Okay, let's continue.
Anyway, so I am, going, okay, what is happening with all this then? So Thirstometer. 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Mercedes was looking great. Renee was looking great.
Yeah, and Camel wasn't in the picture, so she didn't bring it down.
Yeah. Meat thermometer. I'm going to keep asking you after every Thirstometer. So.
Oh, that's fair. No meat, but Mercedes was looking tasty. Let's leave it at that.
I agree. We are backstage. MVP is with Shelty and Bobby Lashley. And Bobby is in brown. MVP is in a gray patterned suit. They're both looking dapper AF. Shelton is still in his trunks. And MVP is like a father figure at this point, doing the whole, I'm disappointed in your performance.
Yeah, terrible father.
Right? But he's like, what do? We hurt people. And like you can hear Shelton just quietly go, we hurt people. And he keeps, what do we do? Until he's like pumping him up, going, we hurt people. And, then why didn't you hurt that man? I love you, but I'm disappointed in your performance, man. And then he just walks away.
Yeah.
And then, they do the ultimate heel thing. They beat up, quote unquote, security.
Yeah.
And then MVP joins in and they're like, yeah, that's how we do it. And I'm just like, aw, it was family bonding.
Oh, I see. The family bonding aspect won you over. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, obviously they're local talent or, they're trained to take bumps. So the security.
Right.
It goes along with the story.
Yeah. It cements in that heelness.
Exactly.
For sure.
Because you don't want to be like, you don't want them to be too over, but at the same time, you're like, okay, if they are, but you still want to remind people that they're heels.
Yeah. No, I get it.
And I did like the whole hyping him up. Like, what do? We hurt people.
There definitely is humor in that, for sure.
Yeah. Thirstometer, 10 out of 10.
All right.
What's your meat thermometer rating?
So, I mean, when you've got MVP, you got Shelty B, and you got Bobby, that's a lot of meat.
That is.
So it's gonna be just a USDA choice cut,
okay,
because it was quick,
and
it wasn't like the greatest display of beefiness if you're just going after security guys.
Yeah, that's true.
So we'll give it to them because they are some good meat, but it'll just be a choice.
Works. We have the Dynamite Dozen Battle Royale.
Ooh.
The referees were Aubrey Edwards, Rick Knox, Bryce Remsburg, and Paul Turner.
And that is impressive that you caught that because
they were all on the outside of the ring.
All scattered. I could not see who was who. I caught Aubrey.
Autism.
But she's my gal. So I caught Aubrey. And then I did see that there was others, but I didn't see their faces. But yeah, no, good job.
Thank you. Adam Cole was the only one that got an entrance.
baby.
Yeah. Everybody else was already in the ring.
Yeah, they were.
And I was
It
like,
almost looked weird. It almost looked like there was a convention about to go down.
right? Like, what is going on? And he wasn't really yellow or orange at all.
No,
And I was like, are people paying attention?
I think they are.
Maybe. So if I am not mistaken, and it's possible that I am, but it was Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Evil Uno, Dante Martin, Darius Martin, Leo Rush, Action Andretti, Mark Davis, The Butcher, Lance Archer, Brian Cage, and Rocky Romero.
You are 100% correct. I don't think you missed anyone. Unless I'm wrong too. But then, hey, we're in the same wrong boat, which is fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. But good job. Good job on
Thank
calling
you.
that out.
Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly win.
Mm-hmm.
And that means they'll face off at Winter is Coming to see who will face off eventually against MJF at World's End.
Yeah.
So I noticed a couple things.
Mhm.
Darius and Dante Martin were eliminated, like totally kicked off the ring apron together by Leo Rush and Action Andretti.
I noticed that too.
Right? So
Yeah.
I'm like, Leo is already being super aggressive. And I'm going, is he going to go over to the Hurt Syndicate? Because they'd be good with a high flyer,
Maybe.
right?
I'm still hoping he jumps on the Nana bandwagon. But
Right.
whatever.
And then I'm like, maybe Action Andretti is sick of them, of Top Flight, going, dude, you need to calm down.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
maybe it's a repackaging. Maybe we're breaking up some.
There's definitely a lot of breakups happening.
Maybe, yeah.
I mean, it's almost a guarantee with the Acclaimed, which we'll jump into.
Yes.
But, part of me is sad. Part of me is like, let's mix it up.
Right. I noticed that finally, and this may have happened before and I just didn't catch it, but Lance Archer and Brian Cage were referred to as the Murder Machine.
Oh, I missed that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love it though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Instead of like the Murder Hawk Monster and
Sure.
whatever Brian Cage was referred to before.
Yeah. I'm surprised that they wouldn't brand it as like Don Callis's Murder Machine.
Right. I mean,
maybe they will.
would refer to him as like the Callis family members, but then it was like, oh, and it's the Murder Machine.
Actually, I love the idea of calling it Don Callis's Murder Machine.
I know, that really is a good one.
Ooh. Feel free to have it, guys.
Yep. Adam didn't look too thrilled to face Kyle. And Kyle was just like, let's fight. Let's get it over with so I can face MJF.
Yeah.
They put on some really great matches in NXT
Yep.
against each other. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Looking forward to seeing what happens.
Indeed.
I'm kind of hoping Kyle wins at Winter is Coming.
You know what? I'm going to agree with you on that one.
Just to keep that MJF goal away from Adam Cole, a little bit more.
Plus, I'm thinking there's going to be some sort of, not like a full-on heel turn, but some Adam Cole turn of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's just turning on certain people that he's been friends with. I'm feeling it.
Right. Because he was so late coming out to help Roddy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. See? Yeah, exactly.
Your hair doesn't need to be wet all the time.
Mm-mm.
Thirstometer.
Mm-hmm.
This was a 10 out of 10.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would think this got a good meat thermometer rating.
Let me tell you, the official, I'm going to first give you the, I'm going to throw this right away. The official rating is a mouth-watering USDA 16-ounce prime cut, baby.
Oh.
Or baby.
That's a lot of meat.
It's a ton of meat. So let's get some flips in there. And let me elaborate. So Brian Cage, Lance Archer, Butcher, Mark Davis.
Mm-hmm.
These guys, there is a point where Mark Davis did this like cartwheely thing, and then he picks up and slams Butcher, and then Brian Cage and Archer jump in, and it was such a meat fest that the announcers even said, these beefy bastards are going at it.
Yeah.
You know it's beefy when you got that kind of stuff coming out.
Yes.
So it was a beef lover's dream for sure.
It really was.
And I was all for the meat. It was good. And I was really impressed with Mark Davis. I think he really was like letting his beefiness shine in this match. So all great stuff. We'll give it another flip.
Nice.
Yeah.
Close that match out for me.
You betcha.
Thank Thank you. We had another Julia Hart vignette
Yeah, we did.
where she was basically like, hey, Jamie, watch your back. I'm here to come back and show you I'm stronger than you.
God, whoever she has making her movies is phenomenal.
I follow them on Thread.
You do?
Yes.
Ooh. Have they like made any like feature length?
No, she basically though will like have pictures taken of her next to her TV when it's on and be like, here's a fourth one for you.
Okay. So is she doing this just for AEW?
I'm not sure.
Huh. I'm going to have to look this person up. And give him a shout out if you want.
Yeah, let me look it up quick. It's The Editorial Style on Threads.
Okay, there
all
you go.
one word. And yeah, according to her threads, her name is Danny. Her bio says that she's that goofy photographer from Cleveland. She's a wrestling fan. She's married. And she says a lot of puns.
Oh, that's awesome. I love puns. I'm a sucker for puns. Puns and dad jokes get me. Right, and we don't have like direct confirmation, but it sounds like this is the person, and either way,
it is the person.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. I'm sorry.
She is a confirmed person, and because she shows the behind the scenes
Okay.
and how they set up some of like the arrow shots and stuff like that.
Oh.
Yeah. So.
All right. Well, shout out to that gal, Danny.
Danny, you did some fine work.
Yeah, and listeners, go follow her.
The Editorial Style, all one word. She's on Threads. She's
Yeah.
probably on a bunch more, but that's what I follow her on.
There you go.
Now, we have Renee with Acclaimed and Daddy Ass. And I love that Daddy Ass is just like, we've been trying to talk Max out of this match with Swerve, but MVP is so far up his head. And I love that he's like, maybe Anthony can talk some sense into you. And all Bowens is like, you call yourself the best wrestler alive? Go prove it.
Well said.
Yeah. I like how a point was driven home that the Acclaimed built themselves up together. Not like just one person did all the work and not one person was the shining star. Like Max is trying to make it seem like he's the star of the tag team. And that was what I took away from that whole thing. Plus, I was really looking forward to seeing Max just get his butt kicked.
Yeah.
So Thirstometer, unless you had a takeaway.
My only takeaway is just that I'm on Team Anthony.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was a good little promo, and it's what's leading us to believe. Well, we already know everybody's thinking they're going to break up, and you know, if they do, they do, and what? That's that.
Thirstometer. I'm gonna say 9 out of 10.
Okay.
For Anthony. Max kind of brings it down.
Yeah, he's getting that energy. Yep.
Any meat thermometer action?
No, I mean Billy Gunn's guns are meaty, but other than that, there really was no meat. So
okay, that brings us to our match with Swerve versus Max Caster.
Yeah,
the ref was Aubrey Edwards. So the crowd right away is booing Max in his rap.
Yeah,
and I love how he's purposely being so great.
Yeah.
Like, I don't agree with his rap. His raps were fun before.
Yeah.
And now they're more, ugh.
Well, it's one of those things where if you're doing things like that, you have to take shots. If you're doing shots at people, you have to take shots that are forgivable and kind of like, okay, yeah, we can all see that. So at least always punching up, never punching down.
Right.
It's easy to take a cheap shot and punch down. Punching up, you know, those people, I mean, they kind of have it coming. Like if he did a shot at Tony Khan, it's a terrible example, but it's his boss. He can punch up. It's fine. But yeah, he's picking on people that don't deserve it.
He's just picking easy targets.
Yeah.
Like super easy target. Like, what's next, Max? Are you going to make a rap against trans people?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to put it past him, but like, dude, really?
Yeah. I don't know how well that would go over with sickos, to be honest.
It wouldn't.
I don't think so.
Like, dude. Swerve immediately went after him.
Yes.
And can I just say that I think Max's pants are ugly?
Yeah, you can say that.
Tights,
of course you can
so
say that.
Ugly.
Yeah, I'll back you up on it too. There's some ugly tights.
I'm just like, what is going on with those tights? They're ridiculous. Like the early 90s called Stop It.
They didn't even want them back.
Like,
I love that the early 90s called and they didn't say, hey, we want our pants back. They're like, just stop it. We learned our lesson. You need to as well.
Exactly. Have you learned nothing?
Awesome.
And I think the house call, which Swerve does, where he like jumps up and kicks the person in the back of the head.
Mm-hmm.
Such a cool move.
It is. It's got a great sound even.
Yeah, he's so agile.
Indeed.
Swerve won.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a quick match.
It really was. I loved how he was not messing around.
No.
Like, even when the camera was on him during the rap, he was just not having any of it.
Yep.
I enjoyed that very immensely.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, he is out there for business.
Mm-hmm.
And then after the match, he was just like, I'm going to leave the ring. Oh, wait, no, I'm not. And then did the Swerve stomp.
I got to say, coming back for a post-match stomp, I think everybody was for it. Like, even Aubrey was like, no, okay.
Yeah, all right. If you have to, you have to. We've seen his Twitter activity.
Yeah.
Thirstometer.
Yeah.
11 out of 10.
Okay.
Swerve.
Yeah, I was going to say Swerve's getting those.
Mm-hmm.
And that makes sense.
Any meat thermometer action?
Well, you know what? I'm going to ask what you think, because I also don't put Swerve in the meat category because he's so lean, but he's also so big.
Right.
He's a meaty guy, but he's not like one that we typically think of for meat. So
I know.
Should we give him some tasty cheeseburgers?
Yeah, he's like a meatball.
A meatball?
Yeah.
But a lean, like turkey meatball.
Right.
Yeah. So we'll give him some sizzle.
Yeah. I mean, he always gets sizzle.
Yeah. If he ain't getting sizzle, he's at least getting thirst.
Yeah. Let's close this match out, shall we?
All right.
Thank you. So we see MJF in his house, and he's in a pink polo with the black and gray scarf. And he brings up his tag team with Adam Cole, which was Better Than You, Baby.
Yep.
Which was a fun tag team.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I don't remember too much about what he said because at this point, I kind of check out a little bit because he's not at events. He feels, for me, it feels more like he's in his movies. I'm doing movies phase more, and like that wrestling is second.
No, is he actually doing some productions?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's like in Happy Gilmore too.
Oh. Well, that makes sense then, because he can record that on set or wherever he is and send it in.
Right.
At least he's checking in.
Right. But it just feels like...
I get what you mean.
You know, like they're paying him so much and giving him such a big spotlight.
Mm-hmm.
And great. But at the same time, like, why are we doing this feud?
I know it's tough because I could see what you mean of like, if he's busy, let's fade the feud out.
Right.
But at the same time, it is nice having him still phone it in.
Right.
And typically phone it in isn't used as a good thing.
No, I know.
So I mean, let's at least set that context of we don't want somebody who just phones it in. But I also don't want to be like, hey, dude, forget your movie career. If he has the opportunity to do that, great for him. That's amazing.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
So it's like
it's a love-hate torn thing.
Right.
Yeah, I'm with you.
It's kind of like...
I will say this. I did listen to it, and I think he picked up on what we were saying because he makes a dig on Adam Cole about being jaundiced. Did you catch that?
I heard that too.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was really kind of not impressed, though, because he had his collar popped.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, you're wearing a polo and your collars. I don't like popped collars, but especially not on polo shirts.
Yeah.
Just like, oh, the 80s called. That look is gone.
Yeah. Man, everybody is calling
Everybody
tonight.
Is calling.
They're calling, guys.
They're calling and they want their looks to stop.
Pick up the phone and listen, guys.
You are not a jock. Well, in that sense.
Yeah.
In the 80s douchey stereotype movie.
Yeah.
We're not in a John Hughes movie.
There you go.
That's all I have to say about that.
All right.
Thirstometer.
Yeah.
6 out of 10.
There.
It's the popped collar.
Well, take that.
Popped collar.
Yep.
I have high opinions on that.
Well, there you go. I mean, that speaks for itself. A 6, that's shameful. So...
I mean, if you like to pop your collar, okay.
I don't think I've ever popped a collar.
I have never popped a collar. I don't even like to joke around and pop a collar.
Yeah.
Meat thermometer action.
It's vegan.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't put him in the meat category, but even that, he had his jacket on. He wasn't.
Yeah.
There was no meat. There was no meat.
There really wasn't.
So, Left you hungry.
We have a really good one coming up.
Oh, yeah.
Jay White versus Pac.
Mm-hmm.
Ref is Paul Turner.
Yeah.
Wheeler Yuta is with Pac.
Yeah, we got Yuta on the sidelines.
Mm-hmm. Had a lot of Wheeler sucks chants in the crowd.
Yes, I picked up on that. That was hilarious.
I will say I must have been in a mood last night because Daddy Magic on commentary at this point in the night was just too much for me.
Really?
Yeah.
What about it was getting you?
It was just the tone of his voice and stuff was just overstimulating for me.
Interesting.
And I do prefer Nigel.
Oh, okay.
Like, I think it's
the accent or what he says?
both.
Oh, okay.
And like the volume of the voice. Like Nigel generally keeps it even toned.
Nigel banters really well with Shivani.
He does.
Like those two
have a chemistry.
Yep, for sure.
And I really enjoy it. Nigel is a very good heel commentator, like a foil to Shivani. And I don't mind Daddy Magic. I'm just used to him more on Fridays.
Yep, I get that.
And that's a shorter show.
Yep.
Or just being out there with Daniel Garcia.
Yeah.
And so
I get that. Because I don't pick up on that. I like Daddy Magic just fine. But at the same time, what you're saying makes sense to me. So I feel for you.
I think maybe, again, I was just in a mood, maybe. Been dealing with the depression a lot lately. And so
seasonal depression. Well, if you're affected by daylight, I mean, we're coming up to almost the shortest daylight day of the year.
But see, mine's not seasonal.
No?
No.
Okay.
I've just been going through some stuff. So it's just been like, ugh.
Yeah. I gotta fill you in on some bad news, Lisa.
What?
America's been going through some stuff.
I know.
That's all right though. There's only one place to go, and that's up from here.
You're so optimistic.
Damn right.
So a lot of stuff happened during this match. The whole match was so good. I'm not going to do a play-by-play of like what the match was.
But it was
so good.
If you were going to pick a match that was worth a play-by-play, this was one of them.
Yeah, it was really
because
good.
Because they had phenomenal chemistry. It was one of the smoothest, most well-executed things I've seen in a while. Yeah. I mean, they complemented each other super well. Super well. Like, both guys are great, and I like Jay White, but that was like some of the best Jay White performance I've seen, and it's 100% because of how well he played with Pac.
Yeah, like when he was in the Brutalizer, got to the ropes.
Yeah.
And then it was like, oh, Switchblade.
Yep.
So good.
It was good. It was good. And even the Yuta stuff. And the shenanigans, it was a phenomenal match. And there was like multiple. It wasn't even just like there was one where you're like, okay, Yuta got one by, but he won't get another one by Paul. Nope.
Yeah.
No, it was a phenomenal match. And especially, well, we'll get to it, but the post stuff.
That was
like chef's kiss.
It
was.
It was.
But anyway, I'm not going to steal your thunder. You keep going.
So Jay White wins and Yuta comes in, right? And he gives Yuta the Blade Runner. Marina gets in the ring. And I'm like, oh, she's going to get it because he's like, I don't care.
Yeah, he's like the one dude that's like, I don't care.
Yeah.
I'll punch a bitch.
Right. Then Mox gets in the ring and attacks Jay. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Hangman comes out and I'm like, what?
Yes.
And then he and Mox are facing off and I'm like, oh, my dreams are coming true. And then all of a sudden you see like, oh, production side camera guy, what is happening? Takes a cord to Mox to strangle him. Oh, that's just Orange Cassidy.
And then my dreams are coming true.
Exactly. And then Hangman attacks Mox. Orange attacks Mox. And then Jay White attacks Mox. And
Orange even got into it with Marina a bit.
Yeah. He like just chucked her over the... It was great.
It was great.
And, you know, Death Riders slink back.
Yep.
And you've got Orange, Jay, and Hangman all in the ring. And they're looking at each other. But nobody's going after each other.
No,
and I was
it's like an alliance.
Right. I was like, is this some sort of uneasy alliance?
Yes.
Like, are we looking at like the next 3 individuals to go after Mox to challenge him? Are we looking at a 4-way at World's End? Those 3 and Mox for the title?
Yeah.
Or will they unite with maybe Darby against the Death Riders?
Yeah.
to save AEW. You know,
I bet Darby would play in, to be honest.
Right?
They've really been building him up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because I can't see Darby taking on Mox and winning by himself.
Yeah. And Hook will even join in.
You know?
Why not?
And it was just like, I was like, you.
See, we need Hook to stop Christian Cage from coming out with his contract afterwards.
Which he was lurking up there on top of it, just like, and I was like, oh, you crafty, clever.
But that's where Hook can play in too.
Yeah.
That'll be good. No, there's good stuff coming.
Exactly.
There's good stuff coming.
So everybody that's like complaining and being like, there's no storytelling there.
It got dark. It did get dark. I'll give them that. But at the same time, like Gary said earlier, when you're at the bottom, there's no place to go but up.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to happen. Like, I wouldn't mind. First, I would like to see how well they play together. I would like to see them, especially Jay and Hangman.
Yeah, that's going to be tough because there's definitely some
button of heads. Yeah, there's definitely the whole.
Is this getting picked up? Head button.
Yep.
Oh, geez. I punched the mic. That's great. That's great podcasting. Punch the mic, Gary. Jesus.
So I want to see what they do with all of this.
Yeah, me too. 100%.
Because we have a ways before, we have like a little time before World's End.
Mm-hmm. I got to say, what I'm excited for is winter is coming. Mm-hmm. And that's mostly because it's in Kansas City.
Tim and Tom.
And, there's going to be some cool people there. So I hope it's really good for them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thirstometer.
Yeah.
11 out of 10.
Yeah. I mean, I don't see how it could be anything less than that.
You speak nothing but facts.
There you go. All right.
Any meat thermometer.
So the main match being Jay White and Pac, that's not really meat.
No, that's mainly muscle.
Yeah, it's all muscle. And
hardly any body fat.
Right. So those are just good guys. So we won't give it a meat rating, but boy, was it tasty.
It was.
Oh, especially that ending with the what how did you put it? The uneasy
alliance,
the
maybe.
Uneasy alliance. It's exciting. Yeah, good stuff. So way to go, guys.
So let's close out that match.
You bet.
Thank you. At some point in the night, and I missed when it happened, but we did have like a really cool Bandito is coming back.
Yeah.
From like where that guy is like, Sheriff, what's happening?
Yes, I did see it. And I actually thought it was like a real commercial. I didn't think it was like one of their things.
So I'm looking forward to seeing Bandito again.
Yeah.
Because he's great.
But it almost looked too much like a real commercial.
It did. It really did.
I didn't know. I wasn't paying attention at first.
Yeah, I completely forgot to like stick it in my notes. But I did want to mention like really looking forward to him coming back.
Yeah, it'll be new to me.
We have a Jamie Hayter promo. And she's saying basically Julia's mind games aren't working on her. She prefers face-to-face. And she's basically going to go find Julia. That's how that's going to go.
Cool.
So, yeah.
It's still a little fuzzy to me on where this feud is coming from, but good for them for building a feud.
Yeah. And she doesn't understand it either.
Yeah, and that's a good point.
Because she's like, I've come back to settle scores. I have no beef with you. What's your deal?
I think it's a good matchup. So why not? I'm all for it.
Yeah, I want to see what happens.
Because it wouldn't make sense if she just came in, she's like, I'm going after you, Queen Aminata. It's like, what? This at least makes more sense.
Right, because they're both coming back from injuries.
Yeah.
And Julia.
Well, then again, so is Penelope Ford. But
right, but she already beat Penelope
I don't know.
Ford, so I don't
Right, I don't know what they got planned for her.
No.
But anyway, we'll talk about that in a couple matches coming up.
Yeah. So Thirstometer.
Yeah.
9 out of 10.
Yeah. Good job.
Meat thermometer?
It was just Jamie Hayter, so no meat.
Okay.
Still tasty, though.
Yeah. I'll let you go more in depth on this one. It's the New York Minute with Chris Jericho.
Yes. So, Chris Jericho comes out, and he's wearing a fabulous hat. It's like some cowboy hat?
It was a cowboy hat that was bedazzled.
Yes, and he's standing next to some TV monitor, and it's just got like a static picture of like some New York thing, and he's talking about his something that's coming up in New York that he's got going on. What event was it?
It's a Ring of Honor.
Okay. Oh, okay. That's why I was a little bit lost. Okay, that makes a little more sense now. Anyway, it's funny because as he's talking about it, he keeps referencing New York, but using other cities' nicknames. Like I think at one point he calls it the Windy City, which is Chicago. At one point he calls it the Big Easy, which is
Louisiana.
Yeah,
New Orleans.
New Orleans in Louisiana. And then I think he also called it Beantown. And I forget which city is.
Boston.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
makes sense. So it was just, it's one of those things where it fit really well for his character.
I think
it
he called himself the King of New York as well.
Probably.
Yeah, and I was like, what? Not in that cowboy hat.
No, not in that cowboy hat. Well, actually, if you remember, way back in the day, I say this like it was years ago, but honestly, we weren't. Okay. Do you remember there was that dude in Times Square that was like the naked cowboy?
Yes, I do.
So there is that. Because that was like what, around like 2000 to 2002?
Oh, I have no idea.
He made a cameo in like the first Spider-Man movie. But anyway, that's the only, I think, acceptable cowboy in New York. So other than that, you're not allowed, buddy.
Yeah.
So that was that. It wasn't great. It was still Jericho.
Yep.
But he does have that redeeming factor where he can make you chuckle with his stupidity.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
So obviously he gets all the Diet Pepsis.
And obviously, there's no meat to be had. We'll even give that another. He gets negative meat. I don't even know what that is.
That's not even vegan.
No. It's like you had a good meat and then he makes you throw it up.
And your dog won't even eat it.
No. Anyway, moving on.
We have a match with Anna Jay versus Penelope Ford.
Yeah.
Ref is Aubrey Edwards.
Yes.
I like that they showed us the history/rivalry between them.
Yeah, they had a little reel in the beginning. That was a nice touch.
I did not like the pink/salmon, or maybe it's like an orange that's supposed to look like it's UV something that was on Anna's gear with the red.
Okay, I can see that.
Like, it just didn't work. My eyes were like, I don't like that color with red.
The thing that stuck out to me about her outfit, because, you know, I'm a nerd, is I always look, the very first time I ever saw Anna Jay, I'm like, who's this star tits gal?
Right.
And then, when the stars that she usually has on her, like, brassiere or top, when they, like, went away, I'm like, no, you're star tits. You have to bring them back.
Well, she did have one, like, on the back of her bottoms.
Right, but she had star tits.
Oh, okay.
I may have to go back and look, but I'm pretty sure she had them again, and I was like, whew, thank God.
All I noticed was I was afraid she was going to pop out of her top because it's a new gear for her. And I noticed at one point during the match, she kind of had to, like, pull up the one cup.
Yeah, let me see quick.
And I was like, oh, no. And I really enjoyed both women in this match because they can go and they don't hold back.
I'm cheating and looking at her Instagram to see if I can see a picture from
last night.
Yeah. She had the stars back. I'll show you.
Oh, I believe you.
See?
Oh, yep.
Of course, Gary remembered what was on her chest.
No judgment from me. I was more worried, like I said, that the one breast was going to pop out.
When
she called out Mercedes.
Well, wasn't there a match like 2 weeks ago where when she got out, she was holding her top?
Yes.
And we think it did bust because like some guy had something to her sign and she's just like, I can't.
Well, she signed it, but he had to hold the sign or whatever. Yeah. She couldn't take it.
She had to keep holding on to her top.
So Anna Jay won, and then she called out Mercedes. Mercedes comes out and is basically like, if Chris Statlander, the toughest of the tough, couldn't beat me, what makes you think you can beat me?
Which is a fair statement.
It really is. And so I'm looking forward to this match between the two of them.
Yeah, I think it's a great rivalry that they're building. And I'm all for it as well.
Yeah, thirstometer. I'm going to go 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
I would think there's a little bit of meat thermometer on this.
So, let me throw this out for you.
A little bit of chicken?
Maybe. I mean, it definitely isn't what you would traditionally think of meat.
Right.
But Penelope had a pretty wicked face lick right in the middle of the match. Where she like grabs Anna and just licks her face.
Yep.
So we'll definitely give it a tasty rating, but we don't know where it falls on the meat thermometer. We got, go ahead. You got something brewing. Let's hear it.
No, I just was going to expound on my chicken.
I want to hear about the chicken.
The chicken breast.
I didn't put that together at first. Okay. So what? She would get like clucks? 3 clucks.
I don't know as far as meat goes.
Oh, well, I mean, Anna Jay's got...
I mean, so does Penelope, to be fair.
Yeah, I don't want to get too gross.
I don't know how they wrestle with like the garter style.
Yeah.
The garter belt style accessories, and then like how it's comfortable with your outfit going kind of up your butt.
Yeah, I can see that.
But then I'm 45 years old,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm way past that point of being sexy and wearing sexy things. So,
Well, you never know.
oh, I know.
All right.
Let's close this match out.
Okay.
All right. This next bit was really good.
Yes.
Renee with Mariah May. And Renee wants to talk to Mariah about Mina.
Mm-hmm.
And Mariah wants to talk about why Renee has no friends.
Yeah, cheap shot.
Yeah, mean.
Well, first of all, we know it's not true either. I mean,
Correct.
She's married to Mox. She's got like one of the coolest friends in the world.
Right. And she had said that as far as mean is concerned, shaking your boobs only gets you so far, and at some point you have to go to work.
Which also is a fair statement.
Yeah. And I like Mina all of a sudden comes out, gives her a champagne bottle, and says, "Do it to my face. Winter is coming. Make me work."
I was expecting a bitch at the end.
Right?
I'm like, oh, are you going to join the bitch train?
Right?
It is kind of a Japanese thing now.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But I noticed during that whole thing, Mariah is like, kind of cringing a little, like she's expecting to get hit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then Mina just walks away backwards, like...
Well, that's kind of a heel thing, You expect everybody's going to stoop down to your level.
Right.
And she's just like, nah, I'm above that. So a solid move.
It was very cool.
Yeah.
I liked that a lot. So I think what Mariah really needs is a feud, a good feud.
Right.
With one partner instead of different matches.
Yeah.
I think that would maybe make me like her more as a women's champion.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that. Yeah.
And
let's take some bets, though. Who do you think would be good?
Mina.
Well, isn't she already in that, though?
That's what I mean.
Oh,
like,
okay.
This is what I've been waiting for.
Okay, stupid me finally put it all together. So you're saying this is what's happening and you're liking it?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
I don't think you're stupid. No, for me, I think that's what's been missing because they've just been having her do promos and then having like one-off matches. And I was finally like, oh, she's doing more than one match with Anna Jay. This is awesome.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, okay, this is over. Well,
It was a fun rivalry. It was quick.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So, thirstometer, 9 out of 10.
Okay.
Meat thermometer.
No meat. Although I will say, good for you, Renee, for standing up for yourself. When Mariah was first like, hey, she was just like, I'm out, and she was going to walk away. So no meat, but definitely some bold flavor.
Yes. Which brings us to the main event.
Yes.
Brody King versus Claudio Castagnoli.
Now, this is a gold league match in the Continental Classic, correct?
I think so.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was. But either way, good times.
And I have confirmed that what is on Claudio's jacket are purity seals from Warhammer 40K with the miniatures.
Ah, okay. I still want to pretend that they're grocery lists.
Oh, yeah, I'm fine with that.
But no, that's cool that you found that out. That's cool.
Yeah. So he is a big nerd, which is amazing.
Yeah.
He has an expensive hobby, which is fine. He can afford it.
Yeah, there you go.
And I'm going to pretend that, like other sickos, that Yuta is the one that has to paint his miniatures.
Ooh, I like that imagery. Yeah, that's fun.
Ref, Bryce Remsburg. The crowd was very much behind Brody as the match went on.
I noticed that right away.
At first, it was like a little bit of, cheering for Claudio.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. It was very split at first. I like it when you get like the arena where they're going back and forth. And there's definitely some of that going on, but I feel like the momentum shifted.
It really did. And then went all basically to Brody.
Yep.
And talk about a hard-hitting match.
Oh, no kidding.
Absolutely loved it. I was looking forward to this match all week. I was so excited.
Yeah. And it didn't disappoint, it sounds like.
No, not at all.
So lay it on me. Tell me all about what you love. Tell me all about what you thought.
I just love watching Brody wrestle. I'm a big Brody fan. I like watching Claudio wrestle. The fact that it didn't look like they held anything back. The chops.
Oh, God.
The European uppercuts.
There were chops galore. Meat chops for everyone. Meat chops for days. For sure.
Honestly,
and
yeah.
loud.
Yeah. it was beautiful. And I was like, please let Brody win. But, we can't always get what we want.
Mm-hmm.
So Claudio won thanks to a low blow.
Yeah.
And I was like, really? Fine, you're a heel. Okay, I get it.
Yeah. But also, come on, Remsburg.
Yeah,
Come
right,
on.
right.
Especially in a Continental Classic wrestling thing, because there's not supposed to be any shenanigans. So when you let that slide, that's just boo.
Yeah, I was just like, why did you do this to me?
Yeah, totally get it.
Because I was like, do we have to? Can we not just let this go to a draw?
I know what you mean. When it's your favorites, you always want that. But at the same time, sometimes we have to get used to sadness.
I mean, I had to let Daniel Garcia go to a draw with Okada.
Yeah.
If anybody would have done a heel low blow or something like that, it would have been Okada.
That's true. That's actually a really good point, yeah.
But no.
No, actually, yeah. Although Okada went to shake his hand and then the middle finger right in the face.
Yeah, which I appreciated.
Awesome move.
Mm-hmm.
I think we need to start incorporating that because he's using the bitch less and less. So we just need like bitch or just Okada insult count. I don't know. We'll think about it, but I want to somehow incorporate that. But also, Okada, bring back the bitch.
Yeah.
Say it while you're giving him the middle finger.
Yeah. So again, Claudio won. Boo. Thirstometer, 10 out of 10.
Yep. Now, mostly Brody, mostly Claudio, or just pretty much split even?
Mostly Brody.
Oh, yeah, okay. Good to know.
But Claudio's very attractive as well.
Oh, he's a good guy. The Swiss, they're the finest. Mm-hmm. I bet you want to hear about some meat.
I do.
Yeah, let me tell you. Obviously, did not disappoint. It's good when you literally have the crowd chanting, meat, 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 which they did.
Yeah.
Because, I think one of the really defining things is when you get all those chops.
Mm-hmm.
It's not enough just to have that much meat. You got to slap it.
Yeah.
You got to slap the meat. Meat slaps galore.
Yes.
It was phenomenal. So I will say this. It's going to get a prime cut, but I do have down, it was satisfying but modest just because there wasn't enough and the way it ended didn't showcase the meat. It was a cheap shot.
Yeah.
Cheap shots don't get high in the meat thing. So satisfying but modest, still a prime cut. But thanks for bringing the meat, AEW. Oh, and we'll give a meat flip to that.
Nice. So let's close out this match.
All right.
Bitch count 0.
0. Did we even have Okada once?
No. Who's your wrestler of the night?
My wrestler of the night, believe it or not, is a 3-way tie. And that tie is between Orange Cassidy, Jay White, and Hangman Adam Page for standing up for what's right and having an uneasy alliance.
I have the same thing.
Same thing, huh? Awesome.
I do.
Freaking awesome. I think that's the first time that's ever happened.
Yeah, it is.
And it is on a 3-way tie.
Yes.
We had the same one.
Yep.
Well, that just really cements that was like the pinnacle of the night.
It really was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who is your D-bag of the night?
Oh, my D-bag of the night is also a tie for all of Hurt Syndicate, but mostly MVP. The promo was funny, but I gotta give him a D-bag of the night for, attacking somebody who didn't have it coming. I get it's part of the shtick, but so is the D-bag of the night.
Right. Mine is MJF.
Yeah.
It's the popped collar.
Yes.
I just have bad memories of douche canoes and their popped collars.
I do love the phrase douche canoe, though.
Oh.
It's not used enough.
Are we ready for
Wow.
the neurodivergent interesting fact?
I think we are.
All right. Tonight, I will be touching on one neurological disorder that not many people think of when they think about neurodiversity.
Yeah, and that's good. We need more of that.
And I will be talking about Tourette's.
I honestly did not know that Tourette's was considered part of the neurodiversity family, but fill me in. This is awesome.
All right, so if you didn't know, Tourette's is a neurological disorder characterized by repetitive and uncontrollable movement and speech patterns. Many people describe a tic as similar to a sneeze. It just happens without the consent of the individual.
Yes.
They don't really have control over this stuff. So, physical accommodations
Oh, yeah.
allow flexibility to work from home. Consider allowing a work area that is a less open office, but more so divided so that some privacy is given when working.
That would be very nice. Yeah,
Because if they start having...
yeah, because some of the ticks can be a little vulgar.
But if it's just a tick,
And
you don't want people to
right.
be distracted or staring.
Another good point, because that's actually a stereotype that they're all vulgar, and they're not. Some are just a noise like,
right.
Or whatever.
Or
I'm not doing this justice.
Or just physical, ticks.
Yeah.
Meeting accommodations, such as allowing the person to mute their microphone frequently.
Yes. I will say this, all of my meetings at work, unless you're talking, they want your mic muted. So that's becoming more of a norm, and that's good.
Yeah. Social accommodations.
Mm-hmm.
Many employees with Tourette's will also have repetitive thoughts as a result of having Tourette's. Be sure to allow for notes after meetings and a quick recap after meetings to help with focus.
Oh, nice. That's a good one.
If your employee is excited, you may find their tics increase, which is entirely normal.
Yep.
And again, if you have a friend with Tourette's, you're already going to know this stuff. Like if they get excited, their tics will increase.
Yeah.
And that is the ND interesting fact.
Oh! Thank you for enlightening us.
Well, thank you for letting me enlighten you.
Well, thank you for... Okay, we're not going to keep doing that.
No.
But
we are on social media.
Darn right we are.
WWND Pod. That's
our handle for what? Facebook, for Threads, for
Instagram.
Yeah.
Our email is wwndpod@gmail.com.
Now, what would somebody email you, Lisa? What are you looking for?
Feedback, constructive criticism, compliments, hot takes, voice, video.
Goofy pics even. Why not?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Just give us, if you want something shared on the show, give us consent to share it.
Yeah. Hot takes are always welcome. Even if it's hot takes of how awful we are. Whatever.
Yeah.
Constructive criticism. We'll take it.
Yeah. We're always looking for ways we can improve.
Yeah.
Please follow, subscribe, rate us, leave reviews wherever you listen to your podcasts.
Yeah, apparently we're hard to find on Apple Podcast, but if you go to our website, we've got all the links, so you can cheat and get it there.
podcastahoy.com/WWND. We are in the works of securing an easier website, and once that is live, you will be the first to know.
Yep, indeed.
We live thread during Rampage and Collision.
And possibly most of the pay-per-views.
Yeah.
We can't promise we'll be there for all of them, but pretty much we are.
Yeah.
Now, next one is World's End.
Yeah.
And we've already purchased that. So we'll be live threading on that one.
Yep. So thank you for joining us, and we look forward to having you with us next week.
Dead air.
Thank you for listening to WWND, Wrestling with Neurodivergence, a Podcast Ahoy production. The producers of WWND are Lisa Rudd, Amanda Putnam, and Gary Putnam. Recording is done by Gary Putnam. Editing is done by Lisa Rudd. Check out our social media for updates on upcoming pods and for clips and other media referenced in this episode. Links and information can be found in the episode notes. Thanks again from everyone at the WWND family.